All right, so where there's smoke, there's a fire. Now we have rumors about 23XI going to Ford because I don't know. Honestly, this is very like out of left field for me. And you can draw parallels last year with how Kyle Busch was working on a contract supposedly with Joe Gibbs for 3 quarters of the season. Then in September, he announced his deal with RCR. And you can see the same with Denny Hamlin right here, that he still doesn't have a contract, and they say they're working on it, and now you have smoke about him going to possibly changing manufacturers with 23XI. I don't know. This is all very out of left field for me, but I mean, I can kind of understand it. I feel like if Denny does decide to switch manufacturers, it's because he wants to leave a legacy on NASCAR more than being the guy who just couldn't win a championship. If he can't win a championship as a driver, he might as well win one as an owner. So I'm figuring that he's looking to change manufacturers so that maybe he'll be. Actually, the thing is, it's just like this is also just being used to negotiate more money out of Toyota so that he could probably, win a championship as an owner driver as well, like Tony Stewart did. But it's all very interesting how a team that is owned by Michael Jordan, the figurehead of basketball in America, like a demigod almost, you're you're I would think that you would do anything you can to keep him on board, even if he's not the best team owner. If you look at his record of his basketball team, the Charlotte Hornets in the NBA, I still think that even just being associated, like if you say, "Oh yeah, I'm a driver for the number 23 owned by Michael Jordan," that brings a lot of exposure to basketball fans that would have never thought twice to get into NASCAR. So I feel like losing that, it's a really big blow as well. Probably bigger than Kyle Busch leaving and taking Kyle Busch Motorsports with him. Although JGR usually seems like it's a team made up of veterans, but I don't know, this track record of veterans kind of being pushed out or just leaving with Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, Kyle Busch, maybe Denny Hamlin, almost Martin Truex Jr. the past 2 years. It's very odd. It's very odd. Denny Hamlin's a championship contender this year, and to me, it seems kind of strange that he would want to leave for greener pastures. So I'm thinking that this is just him trying to get more money out of Toyota so that they can really level up their team, because I mean, if you've been paying attention, their crews are just, I don't know, it seems like a group of high school football players could do better than what the 23XI team seems to bring to the table every week. I don't know. Their strategy, it's all just, it's a bit of a mess. So I'm assuming that Denny's looking to get that fixed with, more competitive salaries for the better people in the sport, right? But yeah, and then SHR, if Denny does go make the switch to Ford, where does that leave SHR? Tony's talking about how he's a free agent on the market after his contract with Ford for his team ends after next year. Obviously, you can talk about how, they're going to bring Dodge back, but I mean, Dodge also just axed the Challenger and Charger. So, I mean, unless they decide to bring back another, like, sedan model, I don't know how that would work, but yeah. So now SHR is staring itself into a potentially funky situation, especially with the Roush kind of becoming the main Ford team this year alongside Penske. So yeah, NASCAR silly season, very strange so far. If you ask me, I think Denny is gonna stay with JGR at least. Like how Tony Stewart. I don't view Denny Hamlin as like a Toyota lifer, or like a guy who's committed to Toyota like Tony Stewart was when he was driving. But like how Tony switched to Ford the literal year after he retired, I feel like Denny could do the same thing with 23XI. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly. But yeah, that's about it.